Uh,
I
Europe
don't think
didn't
my
change that
microphone's
weekend.
working.
Oh yeah, it is. We got JP. Um, anyway, Europe did not change the weekend that I was there, but the US did. So it meant that like I was gonna have jet lag anyway, but I basically skipped spring forward this year because I was in Europe. Uh, so anyhow,
I had a friend who was working last night, so she unfortunately had to do an extra hour.
This is
Yeah,
actually a pretty meaty ISM.
Is that your cue to start going because we're under a 1 hour time limit?
Yep.
I
Well,
don't personally care. Oh, now it just kicked over to
There
2
we go.
o'clock my time.
Yep.
Welcome,
So,
everyone.
Hello. This is the October ISM. Happy spoopy season. We begin with a road from, this is the B975 from Milan International Airport to a couple towns nearby that Harbor's proposed.
Does this need a proposal? This seems awfully short.
This
It's
is short
just
enough that
technically a
it's-
little bit over 500.
It is over 5. It doesn't look like it, but okay.
Approved. I'd see absolutely no issues, and he's got all the permissions. And yeah,
This is
it's already configured for a junction.
Yeah,
Yeah, yep, I'm fine.
this is fine. 6B, Pearl Coast MRT Heritage Railway.
I mean, I'd be prepared to take the stance for any of those areas that the heritage MRT, let's call it that, is just property of the town. So if he's got permission of the town owners, he doesn't need permission from the staff.
Yeah, because the infrastructure's already there.
Yeah, I'm fine with taking the stance moving forward that they're just
but
belong to the time.
I think the precedent here we have is the forest through Whitechapel. And I'm right in thinking that was made into a linear park. So, yeah. It fits my precedent.
So I think we can approve, or certainly my prefer would be approve, but going forward, it doesn't have to come to a staff meeting. They just need the permission of the towns that goes through.
I'm not sure if I agree with that, Simon. Like, technically, the
Okay.
stations are they server property or the property of the towns?
Well, I mean, traditionally, MRT tracks are actually in service, have traditionally been server property. At least that's what it seems like.
They've
Towns
been property of either the line constructor or the server when they've gone from when they're either like clearly going to be in service or because like for some of the extensions that are like in progress, then it's understood that those get the approval because they are tracks that are in service. I think this is a different case because these were extensions that very clearly have been abandoned and like the line has been diverted to other locations, so like they're never going to have active service. So essentially what this is asking us to do is release that claim on these segments, and then it would return to the state of the towns. So Simon, I do think that because we haven't ever released the claim, that it does still need to go through staff, but I'm fine approving it given that these segments aren't going to get any active service because the lines have been extended in other directions.
Yeah, I get that. My suggestion was going to be that is a stance taken forward, though. But if other people aren't in favour of that, then so be it. We can do it on a GSM by GSM.
Oh, go ahead, Vicky.
I was about to say, I think moving forward, not necessarily previously, but moving forward from now, I think they should be property of the towns. So, yeah.
So the problem with that then, Vicky, is we currently require permission before people modify the tracks. So, and that doesn't have to, that requires a staff okay, but it doesn't have to go through a meeting if you're...
That's for live MRT, though. We're saying that...
Correct.
Is it
so
specifically these heritage tracks that don't have active MRT service are property of the towns?
Right. So what I'm saying though is the default stance when a new bit of track gets created from nothing, that track it first becomes property of the staff team and the server.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And so what this is saying is because these particular tracks are abandoned, we are releasing that claim and then they do become property of the towns that they go through.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's kind of what I said, I think.
Sorry,
Okay.
actually, I'm
So
a little confused. Are we saying just for this railway, or are we saying in general? Are we releasing ownership of?
I would say just for these, because these have been specifically named as the track segments. I think I would be fine if there are, like later on down the line, I mean, thankfully um, yeah, later on down the line, like if there are other segments that get spun off and then later become disused by further rerouting of extensions, then I think we would revisit those individually at that point. But right now, these are kind of the only ones that are out there.
So we're saying for all 4 areas of that track, so all the southern, all the bits around Pearl Coast, the Verdantium, and the Borrelia stretch. So literally, pretty much everything that's labelled on the map.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine doing this for all 4 of these segments. But then future ones, I would say they need formally to be transferred over to the town. But in principle, I'm okay with that. So
would that happen via a staff meeting, or would that happen like through email contact?
It's infrequent enough that let's not put any rules. Let's just do it at a staff meeting.
yeah, let's
okay.
do it. I also like it as a staff meeting because then that kind of formally declares that section as abandoned.
Well, if
and-
ISMs are going out in December, then it will just be a forum post then. So it'll be a transport project basically.
Yeah, I think we can deal with the communication method if it comes up again, but I'd say it's going to be rare.
Okay.
It's going to be a long time before any other piece of MRT track becomes abandoned.
So technically, by this, okay, let's be clear here. Harbor initially wanted to work on all 4 of these first. Are we saying that, at least for Pearl Coast, Harbor can work on that because he's already got permission from Nomads for Pearl
Yeah,
Coast.
correct. He can work on this, and
but for the other,
but for the others, he would need permission from the town owners because they own the track now.
Yeah, from my understanding, he hasn't. That's not clear. He hasn't gotten permission from those ones. So, but he doesn't have to. To be clear, he doesn't have to repropose it. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I can verify that he has not asked me for specific permission for the Borrelia section. So he's just asked about the Pearl Coast area.
Okay.
Yeah. So Pearl Coast, then that gives that a full go ahead. The other 3, I would say, are pre-approved and contingent on if Harbor wants to do them, he just needs to get okay from the towns, and then from the staff side, we're pre-approving it.
And if someone else wants to do those projects, like it's now for the town owners to decide, and they can decide who can do that.
Yes, because we are essentially now releasing these 4 named track segments to their respective towns.
Should we try to reach out to those towners and let them know, hey, you own the station now?
You got a free thing.
I feel like that'd be good courtesy to do. Just.
I can lead that.
Okay.
Here's a question.
I'll get in contact.
Here's a question. Do these stations have World Guard regions?
If they do, we should remove them.
I don't believe so, but I'll check.
Maybe
All right.
The one,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, they may or may not. If they do, then I'd say we're good to remove them. So
I'll take on all those actions for this. I'll contact the mayors and check World Gods.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
thank you, Simon. Okay, so that is then settled unless there's any other questions on that one.
Okay. Just
Hearing
finished
that-
writing down the minutes.
Great. Okay, moving on. 6C, the B920 rerouting and the new B804 from Lamont to Alvingdale.
So is he proposing both of these lines, or what? I'm not sure what's actually happening with the B920 when it's described as a rerouting.
I'd assume that it was already proposed or built. Maybe it didn't even need approval. I don't know.
Given that this looks pretty long, it probably did need approval, so it's probably just doing a little diversion or something.
I would be fine. However, do we know how large Laymont is? Because certainly on that screenshot, I can't see an actual town.
You pull up the list.
Yeah, I can confirm B920 was proposed actually by Painted in the.
Crafter is in Lamont if you want to TP to him.
Oh, Lamont appears perfectly fine for size.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that just an old dime up screenshot.
Yeah, B920 was proposed in August and was approved. It was originally going to be an A road, but approved as a B road.
Yeah,
that is just an old screenshot. It's definitely advanced a lot since then.
I would
Okay.
be.
I'm fine approving.
Same.
Yeah, he owns all the towns, so yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
No problem. Okay, great, approved. 6D, Altano Highlands Canal. This looks pretty short.
Where in the world is this? I can't. He hasn't given any coordinates.
Lake 43 to Autumnal Sea. So this is on the western edge.
Oh, it's near Lamont. Yeah.
So 40... Okay, so Autumnal Sea 43 is one of the lakes that's on the northwestern edge, up by Lamont.
Yeah.
Do we know if they have permission from the mayor of this town nearby? The one that me and Needham are in.
It says. I've assumed 7D was the mayor of Eternal Highlands, but maybe that's not the case. I need to double check here.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been given permission to make this kind of the other town. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I think paperwork-wise, this is all clear. So
it's through. I mean, it's through a valley, but it's still through an extreme hills biome. So.
I mean, that's the shortest pass, so I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
I don't think there's any other reasonable route here.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, short of like going all the way around and basically through Lamont, which is way longer, and we generally prefer shorter routes. So
Yeah.
I'd say this is fine. 7D I know is pretty good with terraforming and stuff if necessary. So
Yeah, my concern was more with terraforming. I mean, I know it's the shortest section and it's probably the best section we would approve, but it is still something, especially with a non-staff proposal.
Yep. So I would say it's fine by me, and yeah, 7D is usually pretty good with terraforming. So
Yeah, but some interesting, potentially relevant. Looks like Castle was going to propose something here as well because of a pillar, but yeah, it's an obvious spot for a canal.
okay.
So so approved.
Approved, it sounds like.
Okay.
Section 9, L extension.
The SEX.
So yeah, it's mainly 7D spearheading this one. I'm mainly responsible for all this section, for all the bits that are within Ellerton.
I'm fine with this.
This looks fine.
7D's built plenty of. He's built extensions before, hasn't he? I can't remember now.
I
He's
can't
built
remember.
responsive. I think he was
Simon, what's up with your objection to that one?
Did I have? Oh, that was it. Yeah, I'm not sure if he changed it. I just wasn't a fan of the pictures that were on the the track section.
I believe maybe 7D added more pictures or details after you made those comments, Simon.
Yeah, I think he has changed it since, but hang on, I'll go to his lab worlds and have a look at them.
Yeah, I think the template's changed a bit.
Is it in staff? Is it in regular lab or staff lab?
Staff lab.
Just want to make sure. I mean, that's where these usually go, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah, teleport to me. I'm at one of the sections. It's better now. I was just concerned about how it'd impact when you're riding on it. When there used to just be a 1.5 block tall pillar every 10 blocks or so. But I'm not a massive fan of the design particularly, but it doesn't obstruct the viewing particularly, so I'm not going to veto or vote against.
Hey, any other comments?
I see nothing wrong.
Yeah, most of it's above ground anyway.
I just find the track design weird, but that's 70's choice.
All right, cool. Sounds like this is approved. Good luck. Okay, 9B. Zwoj is proposing and Missa is sponsoring a Jungle Line South extension.
Is that how you pronounce his username? I've always said Zooj in my
It's
notes.
Zwoj. I don't know exactly. It's one of those ones that's like it's somewhat pronounceable. It's not like XKCD, which is a 4-letter word that is completely unpronounceable. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, ZUOJ has proposed this.
Going down to JS63 at Quinston.
It should be noted that this is a little. Well, I did say in my overall plan, the route is kind of flexible. It does go off to the east a bit more than what I was expecting, but I mean, it still gets down there eventually.
Yeah, I mean, and the important thing is, does it serve the towns that are there, right? I mean, I think, well, yeah, cool that the Mesa splits across the I think that's like 50, but cool that it splits across that. No, that's not 50. Whatever it is.
It splits right across the Mesa.
Yeah, it's cool.
Where is the Union line meant? Do we know where the Union line goes through there? I can't remember the map in this part of the world.
It could go through Quinston, but let me just check that part of the map quickly. It might be the case. I don't know. I guess whoever builds the Union line down there will have to decide whether the Jungle line should go a little further south to meet the Union or not. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because Quinston's around 7,500 blocks from the world border, which is a bit far from the Union, I think.
It's also on a peninsula, which is kind of. If the Union were to go there, I can see that being kind of awkward. So, yeah.
I think, to be fair, that can be retrofitted in at some point, so I'm not too concerned.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm saying, Union line doesn't necessarily have to meet with the Jungle line at Quinston. It could be somewhere south of there.
Yeah. I would imagine through that like forest area to the south, there could be an interchange, but that's future us's problem. As for the current extension, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. This is fine. Hey, any other thoughts? Going once? Go twice. And approved. 9C, Forest Line Extension 2. So this is a reproposal from a thing that was denied in January because of mess involving MPOs.
Can you remind me what the mess was? I don't know if I remember.
So
the reason.
Yeah, so it has in this proposal here. So it says, for the record, a similar proposal was rejected at the January 22 ISM. The reason being the proposing player's lack of experience and the fact that the USC, which is an MPO in the area, basically wanted to establish a buffer region and claim 300, 500 protections when those don't apply to MPOs.
Oh, okay. I didn't read that part of the proposal.
Yep.
Okay.
But otherwise, this looks like a fairly straightforward extension. I mean, calling it a straight line to start here, so.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the most logical route for it to go. I think it's fine.
This will then terminate at F57, it looks like.
And Mesa's built plenty of extensions before, so
Yep, this looks fine. Okay, not hearing any objections, so I think this sounds like an okay. Sounds like this is approved. Yes? Yes?
Approved.
One question. In the proposal, the Union Line connects two stations before the terminal. Is that okay? Like I heard something like it should be ending at the terminal at the Union Line, but like just making sure that everyone is aware of that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the plan, like it didn't specify that the force line needs to end there. If it can go farther, then sure, that's fine.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Then I have no objections.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
cool, approved.
like the Eastern Line will go past where it'll intersect the Union, so that's good. It's fine.
Sounds like that's fully approved then. Cool. All right, and then the last item is another Lakeshore extension, extending the Lakeshore East to LE25 around the world border. I would like to remind the all-rounder and others.
There's a second map, assuming you're talking about that, Chief. Scroll down.
Yeah.
Look at the addition by Skelly.
Yeah, so the all-rounder and where's the other one? Oh, not on this one. Yay. Okay, so reminder to the all-rounder. Handwritten stuff on maps, please don't. Please use typed letters. So, okay.
Just want to clarify, because I think there's been a misnumbering. I'm assuming 17 through 24 should all be reduced by 1. Because it goes from
Yeah,
LE 15 to LE
yes.
17.
Yes.
Yeah, that was probably a typo.
It happens.
Yeah, that's just a
maybe there was a
typo.
station and forgot to shift the numbers back. It happens.
Sorry, actually hold on. The original map says there it goes up to 25. This one only goes up to 24.
So I talked to the all-rounder this morning to go over the plan, and we decided to cut at least 2 of the stations to try to get it to 1,000 block spacing. One of them was
14 and 24.
and I also noted that we could probably cut the one that's number 20 on the new map that's just west of Daly City, which Yoshi noted as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind cutting that extra one west of Daly City because it's like super close to U11 to the south.
But keeping in mind Union Line needs a transfer point, right?
Union is common with LE 17 through LE 19.
But not LE 20. It's just gonna. Okay, if that's the case, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I was saying that there should I'm fine with removing the LE20 from like the second map LE20 because it's so close to U11. It'll be like 300 blocks.
Anyway, general routing, station numbering aside, which I'm sure would be fixed when it actually gets built. I think otherwise this route looks fine.
And yes, I saw the comment. I brought it up to the all-rounder about it. We decided to fix the thing so it's not doing a 270-degree turn at the south end of Chongguo.
Yeah, this fixing that kink looks a lot more reasonable. So.
Yeah, it's not unprecedented. It's not unprecedented to have these kind of zigzags. Just look at the jungle line, the Secunda spiral. But that's
Secunda spiral is iconic. Okay.
Yeah, it's iconic
is
because it's the
really
exception.
nice. Yeah.
We don't want to be secunda spiraling everything.
Just make the MRT a roller coaster, why don't you? Anyway.
Anyway.
MRT roller coaster tycoon.
Anyway, so it sounds like people are okay with this.
I am.
Yeah. Cool. All right, then that's approved. Good luck. And then finally, Kreka would like to give ES44 to Aquatic Arrow. I'm guessing that was the only one that was received. So,
Yeah, that would
formality's
be my
sake.
guess too.
Yeah, so for formality's sake, find to approve.
God, we must all
Okay.
be in good mood today. We've approved everything.
Yay, great job, everyone. You did
Let's just-
stuff that makes sense.
I just think there's nothing controversial here.
Yeah, well, and I appreciate it. Paperwork
Sometimes
was
it's
in order.
Sometimes it's nice to have no controversy. No controversy.
I mean, section 6 and 9 tend to be more rubber stampy sort of things anyway.
Not always 9, but yeah.
Anyway, okay. That's it for the meeting, then. Thank you all for coming. Have fun with whatever remaining Halloween festivities you're doing tomorrow.
Everyone can watch the F1 race in 40 minutes. Goodbye.
And then
I'll throw in a reminder. Holiday ranks. If you have ideas for that, there's a GSM topic, and also in forum. So please post your ideas in there.
Yep, and then conductor apps and mod nominations are due on Saturday the 5th, and the GSM is on Saturday the 12th.
Bye, everyone.
That's all.
Bye.
Thanks.
That's all, folks.
All right.
Hello.